All right, guys, back for more up against Marseille this time. I was thinking to myself when I first started this Manchester United project that we'd have all sorts of videos in between matches talking about other stuff, but it's been a lot of fun to kind of go from one video to the next. We will have a couple of more general videos in the future, and I do know for a fact that most people rather would watch a general video on a general topic than just watch somebody else playing a game. But for the time being, we're going to keep playing at least a little bit here, and once we get ourselves at least somewhat well established in this save, I think we'll have a little bit more to talk about. One of the problems too is that Manchester United is very much a established club, which means that there's a lot of that sort of early club stuff that you don't really have to do here at this point. You know, we don't have a whole ton of trying to go out and buy like the right, back office staff and stuff like that really has to go on. Eriksen with a great interception to Rashford and then to Pele. He passes to Charlton. I'm not sure why Pele decided to let that shot opportunity go past. I mean, is he not feeling confident or what? Sancho over to Pele, and that should have been a goal. That's off the either the sidebar or the crossbar, one of the two. And now we really have to get back in time because they have a counterattack. And it's Trésor who gets back in time and puts an end to that nonsense. But we have another problem here. De Vici is able to head it. Casemiro to Charlton, back to De Vici, over to Eriksen. So we're able to get out of that. Let's see if we can do some counterattack of our own. Sancho is tackled, but then he runs back, wins the ball back once again. Over to Eriksen, back to Martinez, and to Casemiro, De Vici, over to Sancho. And we're going to try it again. Charlton now, and everybody moves forward as soon as he touches it, and so he loses possession. Now here we go again. Rashford up to Pele. Pele is behind the defense, and he hits the post. So Pele hits the outside post. I'm not sure what's going on with this guy. He doesn't look like the same player. We're paying him now, after this match, it'll be 650,000 euros a week. So I sure hope he starts scoring some goals for us because we could use a little bit more value for our money. He originally wanted €1 million a week, so that's your Neymar deal. Eriksen over to De Vici to Charlton, and that shot from nowhere is not going to bother anybody. Neymar, there's another player we should go out and sign, huh? So it ends up not looking so good for us here in the end, and it's 0-0 the score, and he really should have scored here. Not much of an excuse for missing that one. So let's see what we can do, see if we can get back onto this, and we do. Casemiro now with the ball, over to De Vici to Martinez. Martinez over to De Vici, bring it up right side. Sancho with it, De Vici, and you can see them pressuring Sancho, so that was their strategy. Martinez now brings it up just up the center, over to Best. Best has Rashford to Pele, and then straight to Eriksen to Charlton, who I think is offside. Yep, the flag's up. So that was an idea, but it didn't work so well. You can see how well these guys get along together. I mean, you just look at this. One touch, back to Eriksen, and then Charlton's way offside. I mean, not even really worth it. But it's a good idea, and you can see we're trying to break down their defenses as quickly as we possibly can. Lev Yashin over to Martinez, down to De Vici, over to Bobby Charlton, forward to Rashford, who's behind the defense, and he scores. So Marcus Rashford with goal number 3 this season, and it's 1-0 Manchester United. And so there we go. We're finally able to do it. We get that big old break from the back, and that does the trick. 1-0 for Manchester United. And so we're getting into what is really the easier part of the schedule. I mean, this is a home match, so naturally it's going to be a little bit easier than away at City. But this is sort of the easier part of the schedule that we're getting into now. After a little while, I think we'll see ourselves a little bit more comfortably in one of the top positions, but I don't know if we're going to be in the pole position. That's the question, is can we get a little bit of good luck, and can we get a lot of wins? Here's Eriksen with the free kick over to, it was Trésor who had that, and his header's off target. So a couple more minutes left here before halftime. 1-0 is not a huge margin to lead by, so I'm a little bit concerned that it's not a little bit better than it should be, or than it currently is. Eriksen now with the corner. Lumps his forward over to Lisandro Martinez, who has his first of the season. So 2-0 now for Manchester United. That's a little bit better. Martinez getting his first goal ever for the squad, and 2-0 is such a sweet number. 2-0 there, and you can see all of those Marseille players that are just sort of grouped together in the middle. Nobody's really paying any attention to the opposition. They just think if they clog up the middle, something good will happen, and it doesn't. 2-0 it is, and I think that we can take more charge of this match. I'd really like to see Pele actually score. It's been a little while since he's scored, right? We bought him in because we wanted to see goals, and we haven't seen a lot of goals. We have seen good play from him, though, but the goals have been missing. And it's headed out there by Martinez, who's having a whale of a game. Here's Eriksson. Eriksson with the free kick overlooking for Pele, can't find him. Pele now over to Rashford to Eriksson, and that is a wonder goal. But I think that they're going to call offside, not on Eriksson, but on the man before him. I think Rashford was offside. And yes, this is disallowed for offside. That was a wonder goal manned by Eriksson, but unfortunately it's not going to count. Martinez over to Pele with the header, and that's not a good call. That's a bad call. That's a bad call. That should have been a goal. Rashford is looking a little bit tired. We're going to have to take him out here in a second. De Vici over to Sancho. Sancho brings it up right side, back to De Vici. De Vici, Eriksson. Charlton is not fouled. They're ruling. He was tripped up a little bit. I'm not sure if he tripped on his own shoelaces or what happened there. It looked very, very close. Here is Correa, and his shot hits the side netting. So that's that old, I've said this before, that's that old Football Manager thing where the shot's hitting the side netting and so on and so forth. It's going to be Dennis Law coming in here to replace Rashford, who got injured. So Law comes on, and we'll see if he can do anything from this unfamiliar position. Apologies as my voice is dying out here. De Vici over to Eriksson. And boy, that's a real sweet shot of his. He had that one aimed straight for that top corner and just not quite able to get it through. Now, George Best is having a poor match. We haven't seen anything from him so far today. I'm not sure that would be realistic or not. This free kick is off the wall. Best, I suppose, maybe was out partying or something like that last night. I don't know. Here's Veratu. And his corner's up, and Pele heads it away, of all people, over to Eriksson. Eriksson to Charlton, up to Casemiro, and he'll just take a shot, and that's out for a corner. So we have another chance here to do something good. And, one of these days I'm actually going to set up my corners. Here's Eriksson coming at this, and it's an outswinger. It doesn't matter. We almost score anyway. George Best now back to somebody, and it ends up bouncing off of a bunch of players. Boy, Marseille have this defensive setup on those corners and free kicks where they just have a whole bunch of guys kind of standing around right in the center of things. And I'm not quite sure what it is, if they're like having a meeting or what's going on. It's one of the strangest things I've seen. Not much of a formation. Is this guy standing there, Law, with the excellent tackle, winning the ball back, over looking for Pele, I suppose. It wasn't a great pass. And this is forward for Charlton, who scores. I think he's onside. That's the big question. That's always the question. Whenever we score, it's is there a flag up? Are they going to go to VAR? No, they won't. 3-0 for Manchester United. 3 for Bobby Charlton this season. This was a great, great shot from him. So Martinez was over to Eriksson, who saw it out of the corner of his eye. And Charlton doesn't waste any time, takes the first time, and will score that goal. 3-0 here for Manchester United. That is the way it ought to be, and everything is right in the world so far. So 3-0 it is, and Pele seems to have been injured once again. We will do our due diligence, and we will take Pele off. Potential thigh injury. It's not going to last long. He probably just slipped on something or something like that. Maradona will come on. Let's see if we can get Diego another goal. So he seems calm and confident as he comes onto the pitch. And, of course, we don't see his name up in lights at all, but maybe something good will happen here for him. Casemiro to Martinez, over to Eriksson, to Charlton. And there it is. As soon as I said it, it was Maradona behind the defense, and what a pass to Law. And, man, that is a good play by Paul Lopez. That really should have been a goal, and I'm amazed that the keeper got to that on time. Maradona just totally sets this up. I mean, check this pass out. Beautiful. And Law has just has to put a little bit more boot onto that, and it's an easy goal. I mean, even still, that should have gone in. That was a good enough shot. De Vici wins this over to Maradona, to Bobby Charlton, and he scored a goal from angle sort of like that, and this time it just didn't quite work out for him. So it is still 3-0 Manchester United. I'm not going to complain. This is pretty good, though it is a home match. We have to keep that in mind. Now, 3-0, as always, winning is better than drawing, and is definitely better than losing. So if we're not losing, we're winning, then I feel like that's a win in the book. And Maradona comes back, wins this ball over to Casemiro, back to Maradona. Oh, man. About as close as you can get. Is a good save from the keeper. And I mean, remember, this was them with the throw, and we just won this ball right away. Maradona is so talented and so skilled, and he gets this pass set up, and there he is again for the return. And I mean, I thought for sure that was going to get past the keeper. That is as close as you can get. I tell you what, here's Eriksson over looking for Martinez, can't find him. Best to Law. Law back to Best and to Sancho. Best is having a hard time playing that position. Forward to Maradona, and here is Law, and everything's glitching out, and Law runs up straight up to the post and hammers this to the post as hard as he can. So we'll take another look at this. You can see the game starting to glitch out once again. Maradona with the header, and Law with the interception, and he hammers that as hard as he can at the post. Right. So, I mean, I don't know. In practice, if we do like target practice or something, I still don't think that he's able to hit the post as squarely as he just did. I mean, he should be out there playing darts. Here's Charlton De Vici to Casemiro, back to De Vici, over to Martinez. I think we've dominated possession in this one pretty clearly. And, of course, then we give up the ball. We don't want to give up the ball. And so we've done a bad job. The game is continuing to have its graphical issues. Whatever reason, Football Manager feels the need to do this every now and then on my computer. Sancho knocks this out for a throw, and that is the end of full time. That's the end of the match. 3-0 for Manchester United. 10 shots on target, 2.84 the XG, and we had 58% of the possession, just as I thought. So we dominate at home as you would expect, and we're looking much better. I'm feeling very confident now. We'll come back tomorrow, I think, with another game. Talk to you then. Bye.